Good morning, students. This lecture is in continuation with the earlier lecture on As You Like It. As you have already gone through the first, second, and third act of As You Like It and some of the main characters. So, today my aim is to discuss the theme of As You Like It, the play written by William Shakespeare. So you will be finding various themes in As You Like It, and one of the main theme is of it's the theme of love, and another one is there is uh, city life versus what you should say country life. Then the malleability of human experience, that how human experience it changes. So there are different themes. Some two, three themes are quite prominent. So I have actually these notes I have taken references from the sparknotes.com, and see, when we discuss about the theme of love, generally it is believed that mainly, during Elizabethan period, all the central features of the courtly love and tradition, which were influenced by European literature for hundreds of years before Shakespeare's time. So, in As You Like It, also, character lament the suffering caused by their love. But these laments are all unconvincing and ridiculous. While Orlando's metrically incompetent poems confirm to the notion that he should live, to quote, live and die, Rosalind's slave, so unquote, these sentiments are roundly ridiculed. So these, even Sylvius, the untutored shepherd, assumes the role of the tortured lover, asking his beloved Phoebe to notice, to quote, the wounds invisible, that's love's keen arrows make, that is from Act 3, Scene 5, line number 31 to 32. Now, see, some of the things which you will find here with you will find that generally courtly love is generally, it's concerned with, sometimes love is called as love is a disease, but here you won't find these things, because love has the power, love has the power to change, even change human experience, human mind. So it has got a, what you say, great quality of malleability also, so that you will find even in the human experience, so as it changes now. So like I'm telling you about the curative power of love, that also is very remarkable in this play. So when Sylvius requests for Phoebe's attention, it implies that the enslaved lover can loosen the chains of love, and that all romantic wounds can be healed. So, this is the curative power of love, and which, even in case of what you say, Rosalind and Orlando, so that there also you feel it. Okay, so when we are talking about even the city life versus what you say, rural life, so the same therapeutic power, nature's power, you will feel there also. So in general, As You Like It breaks with the courtly love. So this is very remarkable. In general, As You Like It breaks with the courtly love tradition by portraying love as a force for happiness and fulfillment, and ridicules those who revel in their own suffering. Celia speaks to the Celia speaks to the curative powers of love in her introductory scene with Rosalind, in which she implores her cousin to allow the full weight of her love to push aside Rosalind's unhappy thoughts. Naturally, when Rosalind, she is very sad because her father is being, the senior duke is being banished from the court. So he's in the forest of Arden. So for Rosalind, it's very hard to bear that, because her father is in such a great pain. So then at that time also, so Celia reminds her of her love, and she says love has got a great healing power. So this is something very remarkable in As You Like It. So as soon as Rosalind takes to Arden, that is forest of Arden, she displays her own copious knowledge of the ways of love. Disguised as Ganymede, yes, Rosalind is disguised as Ganymede, she tutors Orlando in how to be more attentive and caring lover. Counsels Sylvius against prostrating himself for the sake of the all too human Phoebe, and scold Phoebe for her arrogance in playing the shepherd's disdainful love object. Now, see, and then when we go further, on the contrary, she seeks to teach a version of love that not only can survive in the real world but can bring delight as well. By the end of the play, having successfully orchestrated 4 marriages and ensured the happy and peaceful return of a more just government, Rosalind proves that love is a source of incomparable delight. So here, love is not a disease, love is a curative power. So you have to emphasize more on that when you are dealing with the theme of love from the point of view of the play As You Like It. Now see, the second theme you can say is the malleability of the human experience. Okay, so I will give you a few examples. Like in Act 2, Scene 7, Jakes philosophizes on the stages of human life. Man passes from infancy into boyhood. He becomes a lover, a soldier, and a wise civic leader, and then year by year becomes a bit more foolish until he is returned to his second childishness and mere oblivion. That is reference to Act 2, Scene 7, line number 164. Jake's speech remains an elegant commentary on how quickly and thoroughly human beings can change, and indeed do change in As You Like It, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Those who enter the forest of Arden are often remarkably different when they leave. Now, this is very remarkable point, because the time they have entered forest of Arden and by the end of the play, so there is a great transformation in their nature. The most dramatic, and that transformation is a very, it is what you say positive in nature. The most dramatic and unmistakable change, of course, occurs when Rosalind assumes the disguise of Ganymede. As a young man, Rosalind demonstrates how vulnerable to change men and women truly are. Orlando, of course, is putting in her hands. More impressive, however, is her ability to manipulate Phoebe's affections, which move from Ganymede to the once despised Sylvius with amazing speed. Now, in As You Like It, Shakespeare dispenses with the time consuming and often hard-won processes involved in change. The characters do not struggle to become more pliant. Their changes are instantaneous. Oliver, for instance, learned to love both his brother Orlando and disguised Celia within moments of setting foot in the forest. And you know previously how his nature was, how much against he was against his brother Orlando. So when he enters the forest of Arden, when he comes in contact with nature, so there is a great transformation in him. So here comes also the theme of city life versus country life. Okay. Now, furthermore, the vengeful and ambitious Duke Frederick, okay, who what you say usurps the kingdom of senior Duke and he banishes him to the forest of Arden. So the Frederick abandons all thoughts of fratricide after a single conversation with a religious old man. Certainly, these transformations have much to do with the restorative, almost magical effects of life in the forest, but the consequences of the changes also matter in the real world. The government that rules the French, for example, will be more just under the rightful ruler, Duke Senior, while the class structures inherent in court life promise to be somewhat less rigid after the courtier's sojourn in the forest. These social reforms are a clear improvement and result from the more private reforms of the play's characters. As You Like It, the play not only insists that people can and do change, but also celebrates their ability to change for the better. Now, see, one of the themes, that is city life versus country life, that you are finding touch in every, what you say, act of As You Like It. So, pastoral literature thrives on the contrast between life in the city and life in the country. Often it suggests that the oppressions, that means the torments you go through the city life, which is the which is the most prominent nature of the 21st century. Okay, that is why people now, they crave for rural areas. People now crave more for the green environment. Okay, go green and all that. So often it suggests that the oppressions of the city can be remedied by a trip into the countries. Now see this word, it's like a therapeutic woods and fields, and that a person's sense of balance and rightness can be restored by conversations with uncorrupted shepherds and shepherdesses. So this type of restoration in turn enables one to return to the city a better person, and we are witness to the play and its characters that there is a great transformation, a positive transformation in the play and its characters. So this type of restoration in turns enables one to return to the city a better person, capable of making the most of urban life. Although Shakespeare tests the bounds of these conventions, his shepherdesses, Audrey for instance, is neither articulate nor pure. He begins As You Like It by establishing the city and versus country dichotomy on which the pastoral mood depends. In Act 1, Scene 1, Orlando rails against the injustices of life with Oliver and complains that he knows no wise remedy how to avoid it. That is Act 1, Scene 1, line number 22 to 20 to 21. Later in that scene, as Charles relates the whereabouts of Duke Senior and his followers, the remedy is clear. To quote, in the forest of Arden, many young gentlemen fleet the time carelessly as they did in the golden world, to unquote. So, in the forest of Arden, in the forest of Arden, many young gentlemen fleet the time carelessly as they did in the golden world. So indeed, many are healed in the forest. So that is the most important point. The lovesick are coupled with their lovers, and the usurped duke returns to his throne. So there is also, you find the brotherly love, and daughter's love for her father, sisterly love. Okay, so it only thrives, goodness. Okay, so the lovesick are coupled with their lovers, and the usurped duke returns to his throne. So, but Shakespeare reminds us that life in Arden, forest of Arden, is a temporary affair. As the characters prepare to return to life at court, the play does not lord country over city or vice versa, but instead suggests a delicate and necessary balance between the two, which is required. So the simplicity of the forest provides shelter from the strains of the court, but it also creates the need for urban style and sophistication one would not do or even matter without the other. So thank you, students. Thank you for your patience for today. So tomorrow I shall be continuing with the same play. So here I put an end to the lecture. So thank you for your patience.